Welcome to another edition of Northern Heat, and today our special guest, Marlene Noel. And Marlene, you're changing jobs, or if I can say it that way, you're in transition right now from principal of the middle school at the Superior Middle School, and now you're going to become director of schools for the Anglophone North, if I got that right.
Yeah, you got that right.
Okay, yeah, I was trying to figure out how you put that on a business card, but now we got it right. So, the reason for our discussion today, okay, you were born here in Bathurst, you went away to school, you worked outside a little bit, you came back, okay? Why'd you come back?
Well, I said earlier, I originally came back for a boy.
Yeah, it was more than that though.
But yes,
Yeah.
it was bigger than that.
Yeah.
I came back for family. I came back because I wanted to get married and have children, and I wanted to be where my family was. Close connections, familiarity, support.
So on that line, and thinking about close and being the family, and one of the things, the messages I'm trying to give here is, is that this whole region, how do you look at that for bringing up your kids? Because we've got a lot of people that are, that are moving here, but we also have an exodus of people, and we're trying to look at, we've got issues with succession planning, and there's opportunities galore. I think that there is anyways in our region.
I agree.
But a lot of young people do not want to come back because they don't think there's anything here. But if you're going to do exactly what you said about raising a family, where would you want to raise it?
Right, yeah.
Okay, so what are some of the things, like you're in the education part, so what were some of the things that you would want to tell some of our listeners of what's the benefits of raising your children in a regional area compared to the big city?
Well, I think there's a ton of benefits. I grew up outside the city a little bit, actually, and I just think back on my childhood of all of the things I did with my family. It was just always about family.
Yeah.
Whether you went skating or tobogganing or skidooing or swimming at the beach in the summer, we have all of that here. This region in particular, every season there's opportunity. People say, oh, there's nothing to do, but I mean, you can say that anywhere. There's nothing to do, but if you get out and look around, we're surrounded by so many opportunities to do things in every season. And I think when you're younger, you kind of take that for granted. I know I did. You take it for granted because this is just life. This is just where you've been. But when you go other places, I don't know if people just think the grass is greener, but another place is just another place without family, without support, without familiarity. And so to me, it was more about being somewhere where I was comfortable. But also, as I got older, I realized that we grew up in a beautiful place and just didn't even realize what we had. But as an adult, now I see it, and my children are able to, play hockey and play volleyball, get involved in community sports. They can do whatever they want, and I have no fear for them. It's not like in big cities, fear for danger or fear for, what are they going to get into? And you still think that. They're kids.
Yeah.
But it's a place where you know people.
Yeah.
They know you. I like to go to the corner store and see my neighbor and have a
conversation. You're talking about, they could still get into trouble. Thing is, you get into trouble here, but you know all the cops. So,
right.
They'll show up on your doorstep and knock on the door and say, listen, we just seen your kid doing this and whatever. Or they'll talk to them and say, we know your parents.
Right. Yeah, there's a benefit to that.
Yeah.
There's a huge benefit.
No,
for
absolutely.
Both sides.
Now, you mentioned something about your kids, and so both of your children are living in Bathurst.
Yes.
One of them's still in high school, so she can't really move away yet. But your son has moved back here.
Yes.
So again, that's a pretty big benefit, right? Having your kids close by.
Yeah, it's a benefit to me for sure.
Yeah, you don't have to go away on holidays and stuff to be able to go see them, but the fact of having them home brings back that point that you had a while ago about the closeness of
Yeah. And it says, I think it says to me, I feel like I instilled the importance of family in them, maybe. Like my son is back, and I talked to him about, do you ever want to live somewhere else? And I don't know that he does. Like he's happy here, surrounded by friends and family.
Yeah. Now on the educational side, you've moved up inside the educational hierarchy, but the education that you get here is no different than the education that you're going to get in a big city.
Oh, I think it is.
Is it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
in which way?
By nature of area, I guess, where you're living, different curriculum. But if we're just talking about how you can relay the education, I think it's different when you're in a small area. Like I just look at Superior, for example, the changes we've made in the last couple of years, focusing more on project-based learning, trying to bring the community more into what they're doing at school to make what they're learning more relevant and more real.
Ah, okay. So there's a connection, is bringing the community in where you couldn't do that in a big city. Very difficult to do in that particular case because you'd
Yeah.
have spread all over the place.
Well, it
and-
would be more challenging, I
Ah.
think. Yeah.
Interesting part.
Yeah.
Well, listen, I want to thank you very much. I'm thanking you very much for the work that you've done in the educational system. You know, you taught my son somewhere along the line, I think.
I did.
And congratulations on your new position, and I wish you luck with that. And again, thank you very much for the kind words of bringing the community and the family into this and getting that message out. Again, you know, there's another example of how people can turn on the heat in northern New Brunswick. It's the family issue and how to pull it back together. It ties into succession planning. It ties into everything else that we're looking for to make this a very attractive place to live. And I'm like you. I wouldn't want to live any place else in the world. And I've traveled all over the place, and this becomes
This is
home
it. Yeah.
as we go. So thank you very
Well-
much. And if you like this video, if you really think that this is a message that we should get out to other people, like it and share it. Thank you very much for listening.